Hello again, everybody. So, today we're going to be looking at the argument that because the universe is so complex that it must be because of design or because of statistics or probability, uh, that it would inevitably be this way. So, these are two different arguments, but we're going to look at a clip where there are two interlocutors arguing each one. Let us begin.
To an extent, if like gravity were like 1% like stronger, we would all get crushed.
Exactly.
And if it was a little weaker,
The distance of the sun, for example.
yeah, nearly perfect.
Okay. So yeah, basically what they're saying is if things were different, then things would be different. Correct. Nearly perfect. Not sure what that means at all. It is the way it is. So of course, all the things would have to that happened would have had to have happened to lead to now. If they had happened differently, then now would be different. Simple. Moving on.
But what do you mean nearly? Like if even scientists today, they say if the sun were a little bit closer, there would be no life. If the sun was a little bit further, there will be no life.
I think once you give enough random chances, right?
Yeah.
They're like
There's no such thing as random chances, right? It's not random chance. I mean, there is a reason why everything has happened. It can be explained. Of course, we cannot explain every atom and where it is, but of course, every atom has been caused. You know, the way it is affected is caused by something. It's not randomness necessarily. It's just the way it is. Onward.
a couple billion, trillion, whatever, how many planets and stars in the universe, right? I think once you take probability and you roll the dice enough times, you'll eventually find a perfect solution to your answer.
So you're ascribing the universe to randomness?
Yeah.
But that's impossible because why? I'll tell you why.
Okay. We're done with that. So the first guy that is ascribing the universe to randomness is wrong. It's not about randomness. The other guy is also wrong. You didn't hear his answer, but his answer is God created it. It can't, everything had to be exactly the way it is, so therefore it could only be God who created it. Well, that doesn't really answer anything. It's just pushing the problem back, right? Well, this is the argument that, everything that is created needs a creator, so therefore God exists. It's like, well, using that same logic, doesn't the creator need a creator? So therefore you need a creating God that creates gods, and then the creating God that creates creating gods, and so forth. It doesn't solve anything at all. So moving on to the other one that says that everything is random. Well, no, it's not random. It's due to causes. For instance, let's take the example of a basketball game, right? It is not random that whoever scored 27 points, and when he scored those points, it was a two-pointer that was exactly 12.2 feet away from the basket, and it went in at this time. And it's not random. It's just a fact of what happened. Of course, it would be impossible, to predict this before. But once you look at the results of a basketball game, for instance, you can see the exact stats of who scored and when, and not even just scoring, but everything else that happens. You could do an infinite number of stats. You could talk about how many steps were taken slightly to the left at a 45-degree angle or 46-degree angle or whatever. And you can make it as specific as you want. And you can have a list of all the facts of this basketball game. And then at the end of the basketball game, say, like, it had to be exactly like this to get this result. Think of the chances of this. It's just random and it happened to happen. It's like, it has nothing to do with randomness or chance. Things cause things. It's not rolling the dice. So yeah, in the same way that everything, from the Big Bang until now, everything that happened led to now. perfectly, if you want to say. Well, of course, if things were different, then things would be different. Because we exist, all of the causes up until this moment happened. Like they had to have happened. If they hadn't happened, then now wouldn't be happening. It's really simple. So yeah, the argument from complexity or randomness or dice rolling is simply not an explanation of how the universe comes into existence. And clearly the explanation that, well, it's all perfect, so therefore God must have designed it, is a silly idea. So thanks for today. Hope you enjoy me actually thinking. If you think that I'm thinking poorly, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.